So hi everyone. Well, today we're going to do a numerology mini lesson. So if you want to do that with me right now, I wish this had like a whiteboard feature. Oh, found it. Awesome. Let's see if this works. Therese is writing. Oh, cool. Now how do I erase it? Wah, wah, wah. Figured it out. Yay. So we have a whiteboard. Yes. Which means I can do this with you, but you'll want to grab a pen and paper. Yay. So grab a pen and paper because I'm going to teach you how to calculate your life lesson number. Your life lesson number. If you don't have a pen and paper, or you happen to be watching this like in a moving car or something, please be careful, but also know that I actually compiled this into a whole grouping of free mini lessons. And I put the link to get all the free mini lessons that I offer for numerology is at a link above in the title or to the side. And it says, get your own free mini numerology lessons here. First, we're going to do a free numerology mini lesson. We're going to calculate our life path number. So you're going to want to grab a pen and paper. And I'm going to try and start that whiteboard thingy up again. I'm going to pick the color pink because I like it. I like the color pink. All right. So to calculate your life path number, this is based on your date of birth, your full date of birth. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to write out our full date of birth. I don't want to confuse you, but I'll write out mine. Let's see with my little... Oh, you really can't see that. Hold on. I guess I do have to go with white. That's going to be better. Okay. So, Okay. So there it is. Okay. So you're going to write out your full date of birth. Notice I did not abbreviate anywhere, right? Even though I have zeros, I put them in anyway. And I did not abbreviate the year. You want the year of your birth to be written out in full. Okay, so that's first. First, you put your birth date down. That's a pretty easy first step. Okay, next, we're going to boil our 4-digit year down to 2 digits. To do that, all you have to do is add, right? So, I got 1 for me. I'm writing mine. Don't write mine unless it's also yours. So we've got, so that for me would be a 25. Yep. If you can't add, or you're not very good at it, or you can't add quickly, that's me. You can use a calculator, but you want to get 2 digits. Okay. There is a couple of different camps with numerology. Some people boil all the numbers down to a single digit, meaning, let's see, go back. So meaning that they would go, okay, that's one approach. And then they're going to try and boil it down to a single digit. So you would add all of these together, get a bigger number, and then reduce it to a single number. I'm asking you to keep things as whole numbers. For example, let's go back. Let me delete this one. Let's say you were born in November. So your birth month is going to be in 11. Now, in one camp, they would have you reduce that to 1 + 1 and get a 2. For this style of numerology that I'm going to teach you, we're actually going to leave it as an 11. Okay? Now, let's say you were born November 15th. And let's say that the year you were born in was 78, so you get a 25. This is what it should look like. Or that should be an equal symbol. All right, so you're going to leave it as double digits, 11 plus 15 plus 25. And I'm going to use my little calculator because I can, and it's going to make life easier for everyone here. I should end up with a 51. What we're doing right now is we're trying to get a double digit before we get the single number. While you're doing that, again, I'm going to use my birth date here. So I have a 34. And I cannot draw it without getting here. Okay. So that's what I should have. I should have a 34. Now, this number right here is something I'm going to be teaching in the advanced course. This is the karmic flavor. The karmic cycle you're in is this double-digit number you're looking at right here. So this flavors the base number. Now that is something I'm going to get into in the actual modules of School for Spirit. So you don't have to worry about it right now. I want you to take that number. So for me, it's a 34, right? So we're going to take that number and we're going to add those two together. So for me, 34 equals 7. So now I have my base number. So I am a base number 7. Let's talk about master numbers for a second. So when you get the number 11 or 22 or 33 or 44, you actually don't reduce those. Those have a very specific vibration themselves. So that's the one exception, is when you get the double-digit numbers. Those actually don't reduce down. For the rest of us, we're going to look at the karmic imprint. Now that again is in the advanced course. For this little session here, we're going to look at the base number. The funny thing is, numerology is the language of the universe. And when you really start focusing in and paying attention to the numbers, it's almost like they start speaking back to you. Just like Claire pointed out that, we were talking about 11 and all of a sudden 11 shows up. This has been happening nonstop. So I just want you to notice that as you start to notice the numbers, it's almost like the numbers turn and notice you. So with that, I really wanted, to give you all an opportunity to get a little bit of divination. I love numbers too. And it's weird because I was awful at math growing up, but I get numerology and it makes so much sense to me. So a little gifty for those who are here with me live. If you would like to know the base meaning of your life lesson number. So our life lesson is about what we came here to learn. All right. And it most significantly impacts our career choices. Interesting, right? One is here to express originality, right? This is the pioneer. It's also a creator, but also an innovator. You're here to innovate. You're here to be the first of your kind, which can feel a little lonely for a lot of ones because it doesn't really give you a chance to be directed, but you don't want to be directed at the same time. So recognizing that you're here to be the first one to try it, the first one to do it, right? The first one to imagine it. Without knowing any famous ones, I would say someone like maybe Walt Disney was probably a one. But anyone like the guy Elon Musk, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a one. That kind of energy is what is behind the number 1. Yay! Hi, 3. 3 is beautiful. So this is the number of the intellect as well. It's like the first time the intellect really gets highlighted, but it's truly the number of creation. It's one of my favorites to see because it is talking about the creative spark. So again, with 3s and with the life, with your life lesson, as well as career, it has to stimulate your creativity. You have to feel like you're free to create and design as you picture it in your mind. When that's not present, all the stimulation is gone for you, and then it's like, I can't stay with this job. So again, you're here to express creativity. 4. So 4s, anybody coming up as a 4, so the base number is 4. 4 is about practicality. It's about taking all, so number 1 was about the innovation, the idea, the first, the pioneer. Number 2 is about how to work together, right? It's about the unity, the polarity, the idea that somebody else might be involved. It's the first time we have kind of like a sense of awareness that anybody else might be out there, or there might be a partner, right? It's the sign of partners. It's the sign of the beginning of a relationship too. So that's, that starts to happen at number 2. Number 3 is about creation. So if you think about the one person who finds a second person and makes a third person, that's what it kind of looks like. So 3 is creation. 4 is about, okay, we have a family, we need a home, right? This is where we start to get really practical, and we think about the actual steps and all the things it's going to take to get us set up, foundational. Absolutely. You guys are welcome. So that number 4 energy is about the more practical steps. And those who vibrate for number 4, who get that as their life lesson number, are here to recognize that. They recognize that there is a way to build their dream. And they're the ones who are really good, who want structure and a plan and understand the steps that it takes to build it. Then once you've built your foundation, you go into 5, which is expansion. What else is possible? Now that I've got myself, my lover, my family, my home, what else is possible? Right? And we go out in the world and we explore. And then number 6 comes in and says, don't forget that you've got these responsibilities. And the self goes, right, I have responsibilities. Okay, I love my responsibilities. And then number 7 comes in and says, don't forget that there's also a universal energy, a secret spiritual essence involved. And this is where we stop and go, oh, like, wait, it's not just me and my family and all these things I'm creating. There's something bigger behind this. And we start to ponder the mysteries of life. And then number 8 comes in and we realize, I have access to this mystical power. And we start to draw it down and we realize, oh my God, at number 8, we're like, oh, I have power and I have an ability to tap into this higher essence. And at number 9, I go, what am I going to do with it? Now that I realized I've got me, my family, my home, my expansion, my responsibilities, this mystical essence that I'm connected to, and I've figured out how to tap into the power. Now what am I supposed to do with it? Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to share it. I'm supposed to be of service with it, which is number 9. And then number 11 is actually the beginning of the second cycle. All right, so the cycle starts all over again, but this time with all the knowledge and conscious awareness of the first 9 numbers. Wow, right? This is why I love numerology. It's literally showing us the path of a human evolution. So 5 is the number of freedom. This is a huge point for the number 5. It's all about freedom, expansion, and change. You have to be free. You have to be free in whatever you do. So you can apply this to anything in your life, but the minute you feel reined in or hemmed in or constricted by rules or somebody else's ideas, you're going to be gone, right? Like you can't handle it. So the idea here is to recognize that you're almost like a wild horse and you need to run free and honor that anywhere you go. 6 energy is all about responsibility. Now, this is the first time we kind of, in the set of numbers, really start thinking about how what we're doing, what we're asking for, what we're trying to create is affecting others, but specifically those closest to us. So the number 6 is actually the vibration of love in numerology. And it's specifically about family love, right? Or those that we know and trust, and how what we are trying to express in the world directly affects those closest to us. So it's interesting with the 6, everything you need to do has to have like a sense of love around it. Number 1. Number 2, you're highly conscious. You're more conscious of how it's directly affecting those that you love, those in your inner circle. The basic essence of a 7, what we came here to learn, was how to really develop our mind. So 7 is the number of intellect and spirit. It's the weird alchemical place. Actually, it's a very mystical number. And it's the place where the 2 halves of the brain sort of merge and become one. So we're really supposed to apply our mind, and it has nothing to do, and the cool thing about a 7 is you can kind of use this wherever you decide to go. But if it's not stimulating your mind, you're not gonna keep pursuing it. So I'm sure that you've had experiences in your life where, whatever you were doing just wasn't stimulating and you're like, I gotta go. 8 is the number of the boss, like boss baby. No, I'm just kidding. 8 is the number of materialism and power coming into physical form. So with the number 8, you are here to use like not just your mind, but also your body as well. It is how power moves from the invisible realm into the physical realm. So it's about having or learning how to use your power, learning how to stand as an authority in your life. 9 is a beautiful number. It's the number of compassion. 9 is the number of compassion, completion. It's the number of the altruist. It's you're here to be to give love to humanity, and to exemplify compassion, kindness, and understanding was the reason why you came. It's here what you're here not just to learn, but also to give out to the world. 11s, all the 11s out there. So 11 is the first of the master numbers, and it can be one of the trickiest numbers because, again, and this year, by the way, 2018 is an 11 year, and it is about walking your talk. So 1s and 11s are about instant manifestation, about things like almost like the thought becoming a thing. And we, as 11s, you have to be really focused in on how you're perceiving or how you're thinking about it, because you're able to, if you're able to match your deed to your thought, you're able to create it in the world. It's a huge responsibility. And so it actually calls you to think about, the 11s are supposed to be thinking about, how does this impact others, right? How is me getting what I want impacting others? Because you're actually able to create it quite easily, as long as you stay in alignment. So with 11s, it's all about being present, right? As we move into the master numbers, it's actually calling for mastering a behavior. So the first one is presence, right? Consciously listening to ourselves, which can be, right? It can be hard at times. But that you actually signed up for this. This is what you came here to do because it's something you really wanted to get, and you have the ability to master this. A 22 is about, so it's taking that presence and recognizing that with that ability to instantly manifest at the number 11, that a 22 is about accomplishing, like actually creating the world as they'd like to see it. It's called the architect of peace, right? So the architect of peace, the number 22, is about learning how to accomplish things in a bigger way that serves humanity. Now you'll notice from the number 9 onwards, it starts to, you'll see that these numbers actually start to have a ripple effect out on humanity. Like we've actually moved out of the realm of the self, and we're moving into the realm of a conscious awareness of what everything that we're connected to. So again, in case you missed this or you want like something more structured to look at, I did put in the title a link to get free numerology lessons. I have about like 4 or 5 I'm sending out to people for free. If you want to sign up for that link, it gets you on the list, and you get an email a day with a new lesson talking about the different ways numbers show up in our life. And with that, I'm going to give you big kisses. Mwah! Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical.